What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to you real raw, rugged, and I have somebody over the phone. I'm gonna let him introduce themselves. Who we got?
Jmsn.
All right, man. Too bad we cannot FaceTime, cause I think that would have been lovely. But how are you doing today, man?
What is this? Is this a podcast or what? What
Nah,
exactly is this?
just a regular
I thought it
interview.
was gonna be. Oh, is it gonna be like audio?
Yeah, just audio. Hold on, what do you think it's gonna be?
Oh, I thought it was gonna be written. I didn't know.
No,
That
yeah,
sounds
no, no, no,
very
yeah, yeah,
cool.
just a regular, just a regular audio thingy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, awesome.
But yeah, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm chilling out.
See, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm connected with the site KTT, and I know you did a Q&A on there about 2 years ago, right?
Uh, yes, I believe I did. Yeah.
Yep, and I'm connected with that site. But I just want to quickly run back just to even how I even heard of you. I think it was probably about a couple years ago, or a little more than a couple years ago, when you put a track with Absol. I thought that was a really, really good track, and I checked out a couple of your stuff here and there. I always thought you were a good artist, but I really never listened to a full project until a
Yeah.
couple days ago. Somebody hit me up and was like, "Hey,
Oh.
you should really review this track. I mean, you should really review this album by Jmsn." And I was like, "All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go listen to it." So I listened to it, and hey,
Yeah.
man, it's one of the best albums of the year, man. Velvet is crazy, man.
Shit. Thank you, for
I
real. I
I
appreciate it.
I want to.
Yeah. No,
No, my
it's
fault.
definitely one of my favorite, and the response has been crazy. Never got such positive feedback. It's amazing.
Yeah, before I even get to the album, because I really want to dissect that real quick, I just want to ask you, when you're not making music, when you're not touring and doing things music related, what things interest you?
I like to take care of my plants
Mm.
and and hang out with my dogs. Simple shit, I guess.
Are you a vegan?
No, I'm not a vegan. I grow. I have a lot of plants that I'm growing in my place, and they you got to care for them. Or they're living creatures, so you got to, like, this one needs water and the right amount of sunlight. However much that is, and that one needs that much. So you got to place them in the right places, and you kind of don't know until like a couple weeks. You're like, oh, this is kind of getting brown leaves, and then you gotta, it's a thing.
Do
I
you,
gotta, like, go around spraying them so it's humid.
do you have a favorite plant or favorite tree that you're growing?
um, Probably the what is it called? It's a palm. It's a dang, how come I can't think of it? It's so hard to take care of. They grow better in Florida. They're called queen palm, I think. Queen palm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a slow growing one, but I've had it for a couple years, and it's hard to take care of that one. But I like it when it actually grows. You're like, oh wow, I'm actually doing it right.
what's so difficult about
We're
it?
sitting here. We're sitting here talking about plants, though.
We are, yeah,
But yeah, no,
facts.
no, it's hard because you try to figure out the sunlight because it shouldn't get a whole bunch of sunlight, but it can get a whole bunch of sunlight, but then you have to water it more. But if it gets too much sunlight, then the leaves kind of shrivel, and if it doesn't have enough humidity, the leaves shrivel. Like, it's made for Florida, and I'm in California where it's dry as hell. So it's a very needy plant.
When I asked you what do you do outside of music, I didn't know when the answer was going to be anything like comedy based, because I realized that you're a pretty funny guy. Um,
Oh, well, yeah, I like to talk shit, that's for sure.
yeah, you do. And I was curious, like, have you ever got any opportunities to be on a Adult Swim type show? Because that's where I see your humor kind of like landing, like on an Adult
I
Swim
mean,
type thing.
I would love to. I haven't got any opportunities yet, but I'm sure something will happen soon enough. I've been doing more like live streams, just to kind of get that part of it out. I mean, 'cause yeah, comedy's amazing. I love comedy, and I have a certain type of comedy that I do. You know, my comedy is, it's kind of like I just like to talk shit.
Speaking of talking shit in comedy, is that you? Because I
Yeah.
really can't tell. Is that you talking and talk is cheap like throughout the song? Not singing, but it's
Oh
like
no
somebody
no
talking.
no, that's Joey Fat.
Oh, that's what that is. That's crazy. I had no idea who that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, damn, that's crazy. You make music with Joey Fast? Like I didn't know y'all were cool.
Yeah. We got like a couple of. We're trying to make like an EP to put out soon. So look for that coming out soon.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know you made. I mean, I didn't even know you knew him. Excuse me. But yeah, like I said, just going back listening to this album, it brought me back to a lot of I guess older music like '70s soul music to a little bit of '90s
Yeah.
music. And I like to ask people who indulge in R&B, if you had to pick, would you pick the '90s era of R&B or soul '70s music?
Oh dang, that's hard.
Very
That's
hard
hard.
question.
I mean, I'd have to say '70s just because it was. There's something about like the musicianship and all of that, and like the budgets they had for recording. Like they would put strings in there, they would put horns in there, they would
Mm-hmm.
put everything, and it was a full band. Playing in the studio. They probably all had them in the same studio. So there's something about that that makes it, a lot more magical. But '90s R&B, the songs were amazing.
Facts, facts. Yeah, I sit back and
Yeah.
look at '70s music, and I wish there were like more documentaries of it because I feel like people of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and people of those natures.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they
Earth,
had
Wind, and
like
Fire. Oh
I feel like
man.
they had like
Yeah.
muted trumpets and muted horns and stuff. Like they were
Oh yeah.
really very musical. Like
Yeah.
when I hear somebody mute an instrument, I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
they really know what they're doing here. So
Yeah.
I love when people do that.
It'd be amazing to like see how they did all that and how they recorded it and stuff for sure.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
it was video equipment wasn't super accessible like it is now.
Yeah, of course, of course. I also feel like right after the '90s, I would love your opinion on this. I feel like right after the '90s, R&B, it got watered down, and I have my theories. Well, and I think my theory is that R&B got a little into and intertwined with rap, and it didn't know if it was R&B and rap at one point, and then after that, it just kind of fell
Yeah.
flat. Because I feel like now today R&B is not at the greatest point. There are great R&B artists, but it's not like the '90s or '70s. So, do you have a theory on
Yeah,
why?
but I mean, the 2000s was good too when you had your Ashantis and your Monica and Brandy and all that. I mean, they were killing it. They were killing it.
Mid two
Tyrese
mid two
and Joe,
thousands, yeah, mid 2000s, late 2000s. That's when it fell flat to
Yeah.
me, though.
Okay. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, it got a little different. Yeah.
Is there some?
Now it's just like everything's trap, and it's like, what the hell? Like
Yeah,
that's not what trap is. You know what I mean?
exactly, exactly.
Like Gucci Man. That's the only one that should be doing trap. You know.
Um,
I
it,
remember swing my dough. that was the shit right there.
it's funny because I feel like a lot of people ask you like, what inspires you to make the music that you make, but I'm actually more
Yeah.
curious on what do you look at, even if it's today or from back in the day, and you're like, I want to stay away from that. So something that basically makes you not want to how can I say it? Basically something you look at and you're like, whoa, I don't want to go down that lane, or they're doing something I don't want. You know what I'm saying? Is there something that you try to stay far away from?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just I just want to. I want to stay away from like this whole trap soul, whatever it is. Right now that's what I'm trying to stay away from. I mean, it's not hard to stay away from because I genuinely I'm not really a fan because it's just like it's so generic. I don't want to be that guy that says that and stuff, because they're doing their thing. You know what I mean? But it's just like everybody's doing it, and it's like let's do something different. Let's push it forward. I'm always about pushing stuff forward and doing different things and making it exciting. When everybody's doing the same thing, it's kind of depressing.
Yeah, I would agree. I really respect that. I really respect that you try to go a different route. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you
Yeah,
actually be you or whatnot, and I guess that takes us right
yeah,
to the album because I think the way you start off with Levy, it basically reminds me, just like I said, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh yeah.
The hook is
That
really Earth,
chorus.
Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh! Like I didn't know if you was gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Ah, that doesn't sound like that," but man, like it brought me back. I'm like, goodness gracious! I feel like I'm in the middle of the '70s. Like I'm finna snort some cocaine off somebody afro or
Yeah.
something.
Right.
Like it was crazy, man. Like it's going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so just listening to it is really crazy. And you know how I say I really wish they could document how they actually did the musicality of some of the stuff they're doing in Inferno. I'm very curious on why you pitched up your vocals. I think it made it sound more fire that way, but I'm just curious of why you
Yeah.
thought
Right.
to do that. Yeah, I'm curious of why you thought
I
that
mean, that's.
to do that.
I mean, I've always been a fan of Prince, and that was just something that he did a bunch, and I had done it like with stuff early, but it was more like oohs and ahs and stuff, and I was like, why don't I
Mm-hmm.
just do like a song where it's like really, because it makes it more like almost more poppy, but like a weird kind of pop,
Yeah.
and it's like like he was the master of doing that, and I was just like, I want to try to do this, and because when I sang it normal, it just wasn't hitting like I wanted it to. And when I did that, I was like, oh, this is why.
Mm.
This is what it needs to be, and it just felt right.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Just like listening to that, because you could tell it's a little different. And I was like, damn, what is it? And I was like, oh, it's his voice. He pitched it up. And I just
Yeah,
thought that was
and I
amazing.
remember, like the Love Below when he was doing that, and it was just it's so exciting. It's because it's something so different that not everybody utilizes. But when it's done and it's done well, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of Prince, he was somebody who could dress
Yeah.
really nicely. Your outfit in the So Badly video is crazy, man. The all red, man. You look like a
Yeah.
goddamn unpeeled shrimp. You was looking fly, man. That shit was hard. I really, hey man, he was looking goddamn. I was like, hey man, this shit is
Unpeeled
crazy.
shrimp.
An
Wow.
unpeeled shrimp, man. He was looking crazy, man. I fuck with that outfit
Thank you.
heavy. Was that velvet?
Yeah, it's velvet and lace. Yeah.
That shit was beautiful,
Roman
man.
Sykes is the guy that made it, and he's amazing. He made a bunch of stuff for me for tour as well. He's amazing.
Is fashion something that you're really into?
Yeah. I definitely get into fashion.
Because
For sure.
I see you fuck with the turtlenecks heavy. I see you definitely fuck
Oh
with the
yeah,
turtlenecks
why not?
heavy.
You
Yeah,
gotta do it.
definitely got to. You gotta fuck with the turtlenecks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely fuck with the turtlenecks. But yeah, and just like I said, back to the album, just songs like Mind Playing Tricks, like that song.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it, but it sounds like something that I don't know. It's just like you take a whole lot of sounds and you make them you know, and I really appreciate that.
For
you know,
sure.
you
No,
know.
I mean we're all products of our influences.
Facts.
And we use the best parts of everything that we like, and they come through us eventually just from all the stuff we've heard and put together in our minds and shit. So it's definitely got influences from everywhere. And that song, I just uploaded the video on YouTube. I'm about to make it public tonight, so I'm excited for people to see that.
And you know the difference between what you just said. You said that a lot of people have influence. I think the difference between you and some people, like you were saying, like all this trap R&B, like what is this Gucci Mane? So you listen to somebody trap R&B song, you're like, is this Gucci Mane or is this the nigga that's singing it? So I feel like when I when I hear you, I'm like, oh, that sounds like this right here. But you can still tell that's Jmsn. Like he still added his little flair on. He added his sriracha sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? Like you add your own sriracha sauce on the song. You know, so
and
that's
it's
what I
like
feel
because it's not strictly just one thing. It's like so many things put together in the pot to make the perfect soup.
Definitely, and it's a well tasting soup, man. I would definitely give you that right there.
Thank you.
But before we get out of here, I got a couple fan questions, and we can exit out of here. So first question from OK Cool. He said, ask him if he has any new music with TDE on the way. I asked him on Instagram. He always says maybe. I need a real answer. Mad face emoji.
Maybe is a real answer. Because I don't, it's like, I don't know. Like, they don't, when I work with them, they don't tell you if stuff's coming out. And, I don't know. I really don't.
Okay.
I mean, I've done stuff with them. You just, who knows if they're gonna put it out and what the deal is gonna be. That's that's on them. They got their own worlds with that stuff.
Yeah, everything you did with them so far is just fire. When you produced Naburu,
Yeah.
yeah, you had a little part on Art of Peer Pressure. I think that part was amazing right there.
Couple songs
Yeah,
on there,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Stuff asks, where did he buy those cowboy boots from?
Which ones? What? The cowboy boots. What? Maybe
Um,
the ones from a couple albums ago. They're talking about with the tips.
I'm not even for sure. He just asked a vague question about some cowboy boots.
Yeah, I mean, I probably got them at some place in LA, and then I put the tips on them. I bought them off like a Western store. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Naked A asks, what are some of his favorite R&B albums released in the past 6 years?
Shit. What are some of my favorite? Shit. Fuck, I don't know. What has been released? I'd have to hear some like titles of the. I'm not always up on the current stuff because when I look at the climate, it's hard to like be inspired by it right now. But
Yeah.
there are artists like I love Anderson .Paak. He's amazing what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Miguel, his voice is amazing. Frank Ocean always comes with good stuff, but as far as like albums, I don't know. I mean, Black Messiah came out, that was amazing.
Definitely. Shout out
Yeah,
D'Angelo.
Real Love is like that song is amazing.
Hey man, if you and D'Angelo ever got on a song, that would be crazy, man. I think that'd be wild.
Man, oh my God, I don't know if I could hold my own with him. He's the master.
It's crazy. Ski asks, how did Live from North Hollywood come about?
I wanted to make a live album, and we put the tracks together, and we did a couple more than I released, but it came out amazing. We had people, we had a couple fans come and sit in the studio, and we had the cameraman and everything. I mean, I'm probably gonna do it again. We just recorded some songs live from Velvet, so hopefully I can get that done and release it.
All right. The last fan question comes from Schnarf. He says, what is his favorite genre of porn?
Genre of porn?
Yes.
I don't really have a favorite genre of porn. There's nothing like the real thing.
And the last question for me, do you ever watch any like music reviews? Do you care about music reviews? Because you say that you got a lot of good reception from it. Is that coming from fans, or are you actually looking and watching reviews?
Yeah, no, I read them for sure, and like but it's not. I don't like take them personal or anything. It's just it's fun to see what everybody thinks about and I know that everybody's opinion is coming from a certain place, what I mean?
Definitely,
and I'm coming from a different place, so I don't let it affect me like that. But it's fun to read those, especially bad ones. It's amazing.
Do you remember anything anybody said that was really bad that you just like stuck in your mind always?
Man, oh shit, I would have to. I mean, they don't really stick in my mind, but there's definitely been some bad ones, and I just can't think of like specifics of what they said. But yeah, there's definitely been some bad ones. But I mean, it's a good laugh,
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
the worse they are, the more you can laugh about it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, anything else you got to say before we get out of here?
No, just check out the album if you haven't. Hope everybody likes it, and if you don't, hit me on Twitter. I'd like to see your shitty feedback.
Well, hey, until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. Holla at your boy.